Welcome back from your winter vacation. In this video, we'll be looking at ratios and proportions, how to set them up, what they mean, and how to solve them. First off, the ratio of x to y is the quotient obtained by dividing x by y. Remember, quotient means the answer you get when you divide two numbers. So, a simple form of ratio is x over y. A ratio can be represented in the following ways. First off, x to y, so we actually write the word 2 between them. So an example would be 3 to 4. Okay, or let's say we're in a classroom and there's 10 guys and 12 girls. It would be 10 to 12, 10 guys to 12 girls. Another way is x colon y. So if we go back to our guys and girls example, 10 colon 12. And finally, the third way we can express a ratio is, of course, as a fraction. So the ratio of guys to girls is 10 over 12. And what do you notice about the fraction 10 over 12? Well, it can reduce. 2 goes into both 10 and 12, so the ratio would also be 5 over 6. So a ratio is just a way of expressing the relationship between two numbers. An easy way to simplify a ratio in your calculator is if you'll type in the fraction. For example, let's say we have 64 twelfths. You type in 64 divided by 12. You'd hit the word math on your calculator and then enter twice, and it would reduce your fraction for you right there. Very easy trick to use. Now, proportion is an equation stating that two ratios are equal. So we're going to take two ratios and put an equal sign between them. For example, 1/2 is equal to 3 over 6. If you reduce 3 over 6, you'll see it's equal to 1/2. In a proportion, the product of the left numerator, so a for example, and the bottom denominator, the bottom right denominator, so d, so a times d, equals the product of the left denominator, b, and the right numerator, c. So a times d equals b times c. This is a trick that we call cross multiplying. A times d equals b times c. Get familiar with this little trick because we're going to use it a lot the rest of the year. So let's give each ratio in simplest form. In other words, we're going to reduce it. An easy way to reduce is think, okay, 8 colon 2 could also be rewritten as 8 over 2. And what is 8 over 2 reduced to? Well, it's 4 over 1. And if we write it back to a colon, it's going to be 4 colon 1. We're just going to take those numbers and put them in order. 24 over 36. If you didn't know that 12 goes into both these numbers, you could type in your calculator, hit math, enter, enter, and you'll see you'll get 2 over 3. And finally, 13xy colon 39x. Let's write that as a fraction to see it better. Do you notice that x is in both top and bottom? That means it crosses out. And then 13 over 39, well, 13 goes in both these. 13 goes into 13 once, so you're left with 1y. 13 goes in 39 3 times, so 1y over 3, or you can write y over 3, so transferring it back to colon, y colon 3. Now let's practice cross multiplying. We're going to do the first one together, and then you're going to try the next two on your own. So remember our little trick when we had a, d down here, and then b, c here? We learned that we could actually multiply a times d and b times c. So let's do it. 3 times x is 3x. 4 times 6 is 24. Well, don't we know how to solve these problems here? You just divide both sides by 3. So x equals 8. Now, I want you to write these colon ratios as fractions. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to try to solve both letter B and letter C, remembering first to rewrite the problem like so, and then you can practice on this one. So pause and try these two out. All right, let's see how you did. So we're going to do 3 times x and 5 times 6. 3 times x, well, that's 3x. 5 times 6, that's 30. Well, just divide both sides by 3, so x equals 10. Easy enough. Let's try here. So 2 over x minus 3 equals 6 over x plus 5. Now this gets a little more tricky because we have two things at the bottom. So let's start by drawing our little cross multiplying lines. So this means 2 times all of this. The way we can write that is 2 parentheses x plus 5 equals 6 parentheses x minus 3. Then we distribute the 2, so 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 5 is 10. Distribute the 6, 6x minus 18. Okay, I'm going to be running out of room here, but we can subtract 2x on both sides. And I'm sorry, I'm out of room here, so I'm going to bring it up here. So that gives me 10 equals 4x minus 18. Now we got to move the minus 18, so we add 18 to both sides. 28 equals 4x, divide by 4, x equals 7. And you could even plug that in and check it. 7 minus 3 is 4, so 2 to 4, is that the same thing as 6 to 12? Yeah, because they're both a half. All right, so once again, pause the video. Try these 3 questions out for me. All right, first off, if you didn't see that 15 went into both 15 and 60, you could have typed in your calculator and got 1 over 4. For letter B, we're going to cross multiply. 6x equals 144. Divide by 6, so x equals 24. Now we're going to cross multiply here as well for letter C. So 3 parentheses x plus 1 equals 2 parentheses x plus 3. Let's distribute now. 3x plus 3 equals 2x plus 6. Subtract the 2x from both sides. So x plus 3 equals 6. And subtract the 3 from both sides, so you get x equals positive 3. Plug it in the check. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 over 6. Does that equal 2 over 4? Yes, it does. All right, so really quickly here. Given AB equals 8, so label it, of course. BC equals 12. State the following ratios. AB to BC, well, that's 8 to 12. And so we reduce that, and that equals 2 to 3, because 4 goes into both of these numbers. AC, so that's 20 to BC, because that's 8 plus 12. To BC is 12. 4 goes in both of those, so 5 to 3. Finally, AB, which is 8, to AC, which is 8 plus 12 is 20. 4 goes into both of those, so 2 to 2 colon 5. All right, so will the following ratios form a proportion? Easiest way to do this, cross multiply them. 6 times 16, that's 96. 24 times 4 is 96. Are these two numbers equal? Yes. So do they form a proportion? Yes, indeed they do. Check letter B. See if they form a proportion. All right, so 2 times 10, 20. 9 times 3, 27. Are those equal? No. So do those form a proportion? No, they do not. In another video, we'll be looking at what we do to solve proportions using quadratics. Thank you for watching.